And of course, at that time, they also said to me, Samford University, she's a student at Samford University, and Samford University will bring students here, and her professor in sociology was supportive of the concept of all the kids coming here from Samford and around Selma and so forth to be here to do that. And I was delighted about the fact that Samford University and the kids from Samford wanted to come to Selma, and I suggested even to the extent that, well, after we get through doing the bridge, we'll go down to St. James or whatever and have breakfast and all that, and just make it a big thing. And certainly between that time and now, we had one concern came up that it was actually supposed to have been this coming Saturday, remember? But what happened was we found out that they had that the Battle of Selma this Saturday. And I said, well, don't want to conflict with any other activity. We want it to be our activity on another Saturday. So we changed it to the first Saturday in May, being May Day as such. And so went along with that. And during all of this time, you know, I'm getting all kinds of people who are calling and emailing and talking about the fact that this is a Freedom Foundation deal. It's not Samford University. And of course, naturally, I tell them all point blank that, hey, if it could be a part of the foundation, I don't worry about it. It's endorsed and part of the Samford Students Project, based on what I was told. And I said, I'm gonna stand firm on that and stick with that, because it's about young people and youth, so I don't have a problem with the fact that if someone is from a part of the foundation or anything else, it's all right with me. If Samford is proposing this, I'll live with that and support it, because I think that's a part of growth. I said about it, and so I will do that. But then naturally, on and on, certain things happen. I guess evidently, after that, the vice president of Samford University called me on Tuesday. I can't think of it. I think it was, what's his name? Pittman, I think. Pittman called me on Tuesday. And actually had called me earlier in the week, and I didn't get a chance to call him back, but he called me on Tuesday and said he wanted me to be aware of the fact that Samford University was not playing any part in this. That Samford University does not endorse this project at all. It's not a part of the sociology program or nothing like that, and that they had called in, the professors there had called in the young ladies that go to school there and indicated to them they had no authority, no right to go out and promote any type of activity in the name of Samford University, because Samford University was not behind it and would not endorse it, and they could not use logo or anything else that Samford University had on this situation. So I said, okay, and then they told me about this other guy that had called them, and I guess he gave them information about the Freedom Foundation program. What's his name? Who? Alan McConnell had called him also and shared with him some of his scenarios. So from that standpoint, as I said earlier, a lot of people have been trying to persuade me not to get involved or not to allow this on the bridge because of that. And then since that time, I've gotten a lot of people talking about, well, if any group does the dancing, we want to be next and all that. But that's not the point. The point I make to all of you is that, as I talked with Gwen today, that it created a real scenario for me in terms of having a dance on the bridge when I have told everybody in Selma who've come to me, I have stood up to the fact that I don't care who dances, it doesn't matter, because the thing is, Samford University wants to come and be a part of our city with their students that are coming here. Then I'm supportive of Samford University because I think it brings a certain dynamics to our city with them coming here and maybe shopping here, maybe even staying here, who knows. I said, so that's what I've been preaching all over Selma to everybody, Selma Times Journal and everybody else. I told them that to do it. And so now that I found out it's not Samford University, they called me and said it is not Samford University's project, then it puts me in a bad situation from the standpoint of what I have been preaching all over the city in order to make it happen, that now they're saying it's not. Then I talked to Gwen today. I said, Gwen, I'll tell you what, I like to remove it from the bridge. I like to put it on Ward Avenue or block off Ward Avenue, or we go to Block Park Memorial Stadium, because I don't need to, some ballots I don't need to pick. That's one ballot I can't justify because of the fact that I have talked to everybody from the standpoint that it was Samford University that was coming here with our young people as well as theirs to make it happen. And when Sanford called me and said it was a no-no and they would not be a part of it, they didn't advocate it. They've called the young ladies in. They've had several conferences with them about going out and saying that. So as a result of that, they advised me from that standpoint. So that's what I talked to Gwen about, and I said to them, we need to find another venue to do this. I like to see it still happen, but I know that this is a battle that I'm going to lose on either side, because if we don't do it, someone will make it a problem. If we do it, it's going to be a problem. So the point is, because I went out there and said to the citizens that confronted me about it, that it was not solely a group here that's doing it. It is a group from here along with Sanford University. And for that reason, I will support it. But now Sanford University said they have no part in this, they want no part of it, and as a result of that, then it puts me in that situation. So that's where I am. I talked to her and I told her I didn't necessarily want her to come and say that to you. I felt I should come myself and talk to you about this. And as I said, I'm willing to still work to have it somewhere else. But I think that from my perspective, I feel that it is in the best interest of my position right now, because of what has been brought to my attention as other groups now saying that once one group goes of the dance, they want to have one too, whether that's true or not. That's here, not there, but that's the threat anyway now. I don't know whether they'll do that or not. So I guess the question is, once I let someone else go and do that, how do I tell someone else, if it's not a march that normally signifies the Bloody Sunday, if it's not a march per se, then how do I tell any other group that you can't do it, but they did it? And if I tell everybody to do it, anybody that come to me, I give them that permission, then what have I created? So I'm trying to make sure I don't open a door that I can't close. If I open one, I want to leave it open whereby it's workable for everybody. And if it's something that, John Lewis came here and walked across the bridge with the freedom situation. The Bloody Sunday uses it every year with the freedom and so forth. And these are customary, traditional things that go on. But everything else that's going on now, and Ernie Duncan came, and the federal government did that on the bridge and so forth, which I had no control over. So that's where I am, and I'll entertain and ask any question you want to ask me, but that's what I share with them. And I just kind of at this point need your help on terms of trying to find a way to work through this process, and we'll relocate it so that I can deal with something else later. And I'm willing to meet you all halfway. I'm willing to work with you any way I can. I just feel that under the present circumstances, I don't see how I can justify doing that when I was told one thing, and the university calls and tell me that they are not affiliated at all, and they don't appreciate the fact that the name of Sanford University is being used in a dancing program that they have not endorsed, nor is it a part of their school project and things like that. So that's where I am, and I'm going to try to help you any way I can in other things and this. But I think I believe right now I'm at a situation where I don't have a choice but to try to find another venue for this, and not leave myself open for even more criticism about doing it, and later on some other events that may be asked to do that I have to say no to. So that's kind of where I want to bring that to you myself.
I just want to say, I appreciate the fact that Mayor Evans would come and address you all himself. I do want to say that we're not maybe all in agreement about some of the things that he just said. And one thing I will say is that from the very beginning, Kylie and Jarvis and Julie have said, they are students from Sanford University that wanted to do a project with you all, and that has never changed. And so it's important to me that you all understand that there's some things that have happened behind the scenes, because there's people in this city that don't want this to happen. They're the same people that picket the plays. They're the same people that put hate stuff on the internet. And so y'all know the source of this, and we've talked about that. And Mayor Evans has a lot of pressure on him too. The difference is that he has to, he's in a political office, so there's certain things that he doesn't have freedoms to do. But I just wanted to make sure to make that point, that there was no issue with Sanford until some of these people that are driven by something that is not God contacted this college and started saying things and bringing just lies. Kylie told me today about some rumors that she's heard all over. So AJ's up there tonight, which is great. So they're meeting with some kids and stuff, but just some rumors, horrible things that had been spread around the campus. And Kylie and Julie and Jarvis and a lot of the kids that come from Sanford go to school there and have to hear all that. So they're going to try and work through all of that on that end. happened. And Mayor Evans and I were talking about how there are things that we could have done better preventatively, but of course you don't see this coming because